Coast, 6:30. I know you're still going for that. There's kind of an exotic beauty to that one too. It's a little bit of an exotic feel.
Very pretty. And I apologize that you're missing work because you're still in front of your TV,
yes,
obviously.
we understand.
I'll write you a note. Just email me and I'll send everybody a note.
We'll call the principal and say it's okay.
If you're going to school.
Yeah,
but if you're going to work, or tune in or organize parties with your boss, maybe around the cooler, turn on the TV.
Have it streaming live on your smartphone or your tablet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the HSN app. I do that all the time. I drive to work sometimes very carefully.
Don't say that. You're not watching TV.
No. I listen. Oh, yeah. No. Sometimes I just even keep the phone. No, it's true. Sometimes I even keep the phone in the back seat, so it's not tempting to look. Okay, the ruby right here. Created ruby, huge look. Oh my gosh, talk about a museum piece. An auction. I feel like the gavel's about to go down. $26.65 a month and 4 monthly payments of under $20. That is astonishing, Jean. Look, another customer review that made it a customer pick over and over again. Not just one, at least 4 reviews, and it has to be at least 4 stars out of 5, and it is right there, getting very close to 5.
4.72 on this one.
I feel like we're at the Olympics. Yeah, right?
I'm in the business of being precise.
Good,
so I see that starts. So again, probably a delay in the shipping. So what do we really like about that? The ruby is the king of gemstones. My mission is always to bring you the very best precious stones. There are only the emerald, the sapphire, the ruby, and the diamond, whether it be white or yellow. It's really to bring you what is the very best form of these stones that we can find. And we've been lucky through time, through all these years, to be able to find the right color, the right tonality, the right depths, the right everything.
20 years ago, we couldn't have done this.
We couldn't have done it. And what's really extraordinary is if you come to think of it, this is an actual ruby.
Right.
Except that it's lab created. But if you think about it for a moment...
It's the same recipe.
It's the same recipe. It's the same chemical composition, if you will.
And the same, obviously, visual.
And what we are able to do is that we're able to accomplish the perfect color. Which is what we all seek always. When we talk about gemstones, when we talk about any of those precious stones, a color. If money was no object and you ask me, can you find me a ruby stone? That AB shot was absolutely beautiful, by the way. If you ask me, if money was no object and can you find me a ruby, Jean, this is my dream stone, it would have to look like that. That's that exact color. You see there's no black in it. The red is intense. You dive into it a little bit, you've got that reflection, you've got the garden of the stone that's coming through, and there is not an ounce of crystal inside. It's just perfection. In color, this would be considered, revered as the best color in rubies.
Absolutely. It would be the one that everything else is judged by.
And we would all agree by tradition of what that color and maybe what the price of that stone be. Imagine that if that stone was presented to 2 gemologists that sell rubies, they would agree by tradition, by all the rubies they've ever seen in their life, that this is probably worth X amount of dollars per carat. And they would argue that a little bit, but they would agree with it that by their memory, this ranks premium as a superior stone. And the rest of the mounting is just decor, you know.
It's nicely architectural.
Correct.
Absolutely. The frame, the bezel setting, all of that supports the glory of this ruby, and it is glorious. So try it on. You know, if you've always wanted a ruby ring and it was just price prohibitive or you never found one that you fell in love with, check this sweetie out. I mean, that is remarkable. Also, really, $171 was the appraised value. Speaking of, you know, speaking with experts and showing them a ring and seeing what they have to say about it, this one is appraised at $171. Sterling silver, and I just wanted to show you that side for a sec. Do you see how Jean has filled in those split shanks with
2 pairs?
2 pairs on either side. Oh my gosh, Jean, you really, I mean, every single piece of jewelry that you create, and I'm not just saying this because you're sitting right next to me, none of it ever disappoints me. It always surprises me and delights me. So I'm sure you feel the same way. That's why the customer reviews. Yes. We got a bunch of monitors out here.
There's an extraordinary monitor out there.
There's this huge monitor.
So you have to look all the time because that's what you see at home. And I love to look at jewelry constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
What's there not to love?
Look at the red, look at the contrast. bezel set. I think that also one last note about this, the cut of the stone makes sense with its setting. The cut is a little bit more of a vintage flair, with a little bit more open facets, which blends in perfectly with the inspiration behind the mounting. That piece looks like a period.
Absolutely. Like
piece.
you picked it up at an
Correct.
estate or a vintage sale.